What's up guys, it's Logan here with the Motorcycle Forge, and this is our third and last video of our FXR motor. So here it is here, and this is where we left off. We've got pretty much both sides, all the internals assembled. Just need to put the covers on, but first, so we're going to put the barrel piston and head on and finish up the top end, and it's going to look spiffy. And that means first up is the piston, so we're going to get that on there. And the piston is on there. It's just a standard one. Circlips are in, ready for the barrel. Now the barrel has two dowels which go next to the chain. So now we're just going to put these in. And next is installing the barrel. So we're going to get this all lined up. Make sure the rings are compressed correctly. Then we can just tap in it. Make sure it moves nice and freely. So now the rings are caught. Next up we've got a head gasket, and we've got two more dowels. These dowels go in a crisscross pattern, one on that side, one on that side. Make sure all your head gasket sealing surfaces are wiped down. Put the gasket in. Now the crown jewel, that's our ported cylinder head. So in an earlier video we did this, looking nice and pretty. Now we're going to slide this puppy on. Just get it lined up. Almost. Right, to hold the cam chain, I've just got spanner sitting through there that just puts a little bit of weight on it, holds it out of the way. I'm just going to grab our head bolts and we're going to put them all in. Make sure they've still got their copper washer on the bottom. Right, when it comes to talking cylinder heads, you want to do them in a crisscross pattern. There we go, there's one. Right, so we've got 5 nuts, and if you got 5 nuts, I definitely would recommend go seeing a doctor about that. We're going to put them here, 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 and here. Next is our oil line. Make sure we've got our copper washers. We're going to next put in our rear cam chain guide. So there's a slot here, and just slide that on down in there. There's a notch in the bottom for it. There we go. Bit of oil in each cam journal. And now we're on to the intake cam and the exhaust cam. It's Logan from the future here, and what I'm about to show you is the cam chain tensioner. So you're going to need a small flathead screwdriver to unload and reload the preload for the cam chain. So we've got the cams all timed up. We've got the T down there in line with that line. We've got the 1 there. We've got the 2 on the exhaust cam completely vertical. And then the 3 on the intake cam completely vertical as well. And if you count from here to here, arrow to arrow, it's 16 pins exactly. Now with all the cam bolts torqued to 10 Newton meters, we're going to chuck in the spark plug, because if we don't do this, the motor is probably going to be a tad low on compression. Because this motor will be running a starter motor, we've got to put our starter gear shaft and spacer in there. Last thing to go on this side before the actual cover itself is our wee mesh screen. So it's got a taper, and you want it so it wedges itself in there nicely like that. Starter motor in next, just to put a little bit of silicone grease on the O-ring. Slide it in. Right, before we put this last side cover on, we need to put this one on, but because there's nothing in there, we've removed the kickstart, so it's going to leak out this hole, something wicked. So we're going to plug it up with none other than an old cigarette lighter thing I've found. It is the right size. It'll fit in there. Obviously it won't be oil tight with just that in there by itself. So we're going to get some of my go-to goo, which is this stuff here, Sabre Bond. I think it's SMP 60. sort of a structural adhesive. It seems to be pretty oil resistant. I've used it in a few motors before. It'll keep our wee bung in here super tight and she'll never leak again. It's in there nice and tight, and I've built it up above flush so that it's sort of got more surface area, and yes, definitely not going to leak. And once that's dried, that'll dry overnight, and then I'll be able to chuck that side cover on in the morning and then put the top on. And then yeah, this motor is done, ready to go back in the race bike. Fast forward to the next day, our saver is dry and our bung is in there, and that is not coming out. Put the cover on and put the carb on, and now this is just sort of for show. That's going to go after the vapor blaster, so just pretend that's all done up. Otherwise, apart from that, the motor is 100% done. This has been Logan, and you've been watching the Motorcycle Forge. Catch you next time.